If you would like to get this month's crystal reading for your sign for download and purchase, please click on the Vimeo link below this video in the Show More section, or visit my website, theluckymermaid.com, and the links for these videos are posted on the most recent video page. Please be sure to check out my other psychic readings for each zodiac sign I have available there as well. Thank you so much. Wish you many blessings and peace.
Hi Gemini, I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for August 2016. This month I laid out the 5-card Rainbow Tarot spread for you using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And I pulled an additional card from the Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angels Oracle cards at the end of the reading, just as I used to do 2 years ago when I started doing my Psychic Tarot readings on YouTube. I'm doing it here again in August of 2016. Please remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. This recording is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Ascendant, and Gemini Moon. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they will definitely resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, Gemini, now on to your reading for August 2016. The first card you have here that shows up is the 8 of Rods. And the 8 of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes news coming to you swiftly. Could be over the wires, like through the computer, through the internet, through email. Could be getting to you in any which way, news coming to you. It can also mean change, swift change. It can also indicate travel. You may want to think about how you might want to change your job or how you might want to change your career. I do feel that there are, for some of you that are working Geminis, that there are people that are talking about you at your place of employment, about your leadership qualities or a leadership role for you, like maybe moving you up into another position or giving you more job duties and responsibilities. But talking about you and reviewing you and your leadership role or leadership abilities does come up here. And for some of you, it does also come up. You may start thinking about changing your job or changing your career. Not that you have to do it. I just pick up that some of you may be thinking of making that kind of change, maybe buzzing around in your mind in the month of August. I see some of you working on some kind of project where they're telling me you're dissecting it, and it's almost like working on it from the inside out. So if you're working Gemini, you may have a particular assignment, project, client, something you have to do that really is going to require a lot of your time, attention, focus, and dissecting things down and getting to the root of the situation and the heart of the matter and separating it and working dealing with the details comes up here. That's only going to apply to some of you Geminis. So if these messages in this reading, after I get going a little further, if you find that they're not making sense to you Gemini, please be sure to go watch your rising sign or your moon sign, because your messages may be coming to you this month there. I do feel like you're going to start levying a lot of power and control in the month of August at your place of employment, and I feel like your business acumen is incredibly high or getting higher in the month of August. And your power and control and your strong sense of self and your stability and your know-how of what you know how to do and how you know how to do it and to put it together and to make things happen. It's all very heightened and highlighted in August. I feel like you're going to be at a very strong point for especially those of you that are working, because this is a lot of this is all about working Geminis right there. For you non-working Geminis, I feel that you're feeling a little bit claustrophobic and that you feel like you have to get out. It could be get out outside more, get out of the house more, or get out of like maybe you feel like you're around the same people all the time, or whatever makes you feel claustrophobic. You non-working Geminis, I feel it's really going to kick up for you in August, and you're like, oh my God, I got to get out. I got to get out of, I've got to stop doing this or stop doing that, or I need a break. I got to get out. I do hear that. That message was, because I asked for a message specifically for non-working Geminis because they started off right off the bat about working Geminis. So the next card you have here in the reading today, Gemini, you have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups to me is a card that symbolizes parties, gatherings, and celebrations. It could be three sisters, three friends, three females in some association with each other. It could also indicate you throwing a party, you attending a party, or it could also be celebratory conclusion to something that's been going on in your life. I really do feel some of you Geminis feel like you want to be reinventing yourself, reinventing something about yourself. It could be through plastic surgery. It could be just the image. You want a different image, a different body image, a different hairstyle, hair color, anything that could be creating a different image. I do see that for some of you Geminis. I see many of you Geminis working towards some goal very, very diligently and strongly in August. May have actually started even in July. I do see you really tuning into what matters most and cutting the wheat from the shaft, and I do feel that you are going to be making some changes and thinking about some things you want to do differently or change, because I feel like I don't want to say you're getting rid of stuff in your house. Some of you might be cleaning out garages and attics and closets and things like that, basements. But it feels more to me like cutting out other things in your life that you don't feel are necessary or aren't working for you. Old habits, old ways of doing things, anything that feels like junk or clutter to you. So it could actually be stuff as well. I do feel for some of you, your family dynamics are changing and that there's some rivalries coming up. There is some sibling rivalries happening or rivalries going on within your family. I do see you trying to get things right, possibly leaning on each other for support, emotional or mental support, either way. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag for you with the family situation. Some of you may have a terrible feeling of isolation or loneliness, and maybe your family is at a distance and you need to spend some time being around your family. I feel that would actually be helpful and therapeutic for you if you have a lot of feelings of separation from your family, if they live at a great distance to you, or if you have a feeling of isolation and aloneness that bothers you from time to time. So I feel like being around your family, gathering together with your family members can be helpful. Some of you may be traveling to go visit family members and attend some party or gathering or celebration in August, where you'll be, reminiscing, going over old times, looking at old photographs, maybe getting in touch with people that you haven't seen for a really long time. All that kind of thing is indicated for many of you Geminis in August. So you may want to listen to that card over again, because there was a few different things happening there. So the card you have that's crowning your reading today of the 5 cards for August, you have the Three of Rods, Gemini. And the Three of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes success. This is letting go of things so success can come into you. Or it could be waiting patiently for success to come in, but success is coming to you nonetheless. And it could be in the areas of communication or business or enterprise, because it is a rod card, and rods are associated with communications, business, and commerce, trade, enterprise, that kind of thing. I hear, I've waited so long for this finally to get here, and now it's finally here. Almost like you don't believe it. So something you've been waiting for, or something you thought was never going to come or show up, is now going to happen for you. This could be a job promotion. It could be a raise. It could be, God knows. I mean, so anything you've been waiting for. It doesn't have to be only about work and commerce and business just because it's a rod card. This could be birth of a child. Maybe you've been anxiously waiting for your daughter or your son maybe you're going to be a grandparent and you've been waiting anxiously for that. Or you've been waiting anxiously for them to get married. Like they've been, dithering on the fence about tying the knot, and now finally they got engaged and they're going to do it. It could have to do with your own life. Maybe you've been single for a long time and you're thinking, oh, Miss Right or Mr. Right is never going to show up. And here they finally show up. It all depends on what it is. It's going to be different for each one of you Geminis as to what it is that is finally shows up. But you have the possibilities are endless. And I do see you having that sensation of finally, it's finally happened. It's finally arrived. I also feel that you may start to come clean with some people about some things that you think or your opinions. So if you've been holding your tongue or reserving your words about certain things that have been going on in either your marriage or within your family or even at work, I see you finally deciding, I'm going to speak up and I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to say something. I see you finally standing up and making certain comments and declarations and saying things that you have withheld for some time. So August looks like I see things that are happening for you that you've been waiting to have happen, but I also see you being bold and taking some real proactive steps with your, I see you doing it with a sense of authority and command and control and authority. So I don't see you coming from a position of weakness when you do these, whatever the thing is that you're going to be saying to whomever it is, you're coming from a position of strength. So that's something else I'm picking up coming up for you through the Three of Rods card. So the next card you have here for August, Gemini, is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles could be an earth sign male. This could be a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Or it could just be somebody that has the personality traits of a earth sign male right now, of the King of Pentacles. But this could also be a female. Don't be thrown that it's a male, because women can show up as kings and knights. You're going to be talking to this guy. I get sharing a lot of information and insights going back and forth with this King of Pentacles. I feel he's a very tolerant person. I feel he tends to abide by laws and rules. He tends to abide by the law. I feel like he's got a lot of things figured out, and he works with a lot of capital. So he may be somebody that is very wealthy. He could be a businessman. I feel he's very tolerant of a lot of people, and I actually feel like he's taken some abuse from people, maybe undeservedly so. But I feel like I don't want to make him sound weak, because I actually feel that he's not. But I feel that he's very tolerant, abides by the law, and has actually taken some guff and abuse from people along the way. I do feel like there's a real strong, serious bond here between the two of you, and I pick up that some of you Geminis will be joining forces with this King of Pentacles in some way. It could be in a love relationship, it could be in a business partnership, or a working relationship in some way. But I do get you joining forces with this King of Pentacles. Or maybe you already have. I feel like he's desperately trying to field problems because I feel like he's got a lot on his plate. There's a lot he's trying to sort through, deal with, and do. And I feel at this time in August, he's like trying to right wrongs, trying to rectify problems, trying to research and delve into data. Like all these words are coming up connected to him or her. But whoever this King of Pentacles is that's what activities I see around them and what they're doing in August. This could end up being a great friend to you, or is a great friend to you, or can be a great love partner for you, or is one. They either already are or they're coming in new. It's kind of hard for me to tell because I feel some of you have already met this person and are already dealing with him or her. He does really feel male to me more than female, I got to be honest. But some of you haven't, you will be meeting. So it's, it's somebody that's going to be in your life one way or the other, whether this King of Pentacles is already there or not. I see you talking very late into the night with this King of Pentacles and delving into details and maybe even sharing secrets or sharing some intimate details or things about your past or things that have wounded you or hurt you and vice versa. So it's a very interesting relationship. I really am going to be curious to see what comes up for you in the crystal, if he gets mentioned or she gets mentioned, and what the heck's going to come up in September. Because this seems like an interesting person here for you. Helpful, good to have in your corner, stellar, person. I don't feel like, listen, my guides don't have problems telling me when the person's a problem, when they're causing issues, when they're, they want something from you. I'm not hearing any of those words connected to this King of Pentacles. So the last card you have here in your reading of the 5 cards, you have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups could be a water sign child or an adult. Pages can come up as, your children, or they can be adults. And this would either be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. I hear this person has a lot to learn and their ego has been quite bruised and battered. Now, I know this is going to sound like a weird message. For some of you, I feel this is you, even though you're a Gemini. So that would apply if your rising sign or your moon sign is a water sign. That for some of you, I feel this is you, but not for all of you. Just rewind that, go back to that statement and listen to it again. Some of you, this is a sibling to you's child. So like a niece or nephew to you, where it feels more like a nephew. But it could be a niece, where I feel that you're going to find out there's problems going on with them. They either have alcohol addictions, drug addictions, or some other kind of negative spin or negative thing happening to them right now, and you're going to be hearing about it or discussing it with your sibling. If you do not have any siblings, then this could be your child. And you could be talking about it with your spouse or your ex. Somehow or another, you're going to be having a discussion. For those of you that this is not you and that it's somebody else, I know that sounds weird because you're a Gemini, but it did come up slightly that it is for some of you that have water in your chart, either your rising or your moon. For some of you. You may hear that this person has changed direction several times, and they may be making a lot of mistakes or making some kind of mess out of their situation or their lives. Again, that's applying if this is either your children, your grandchild, or a niece or nephew to you. Or it could be even a sister or brother, but this feels like, it does feel like somebody, let's put it this way, that would be younger than you. They're younger than you are. I feel like there's some problems with this person. Again, they may have some kind of addictions. Again, I go back to drinking alcohol. Maybe they're chronic pot smokers. I don't know. It could be a variety of different things. I just feel like it's high time that they get on with their life and that there's improvements made and that their life gets on for the better than what it's been. And I feel the reason that they're showing up here in your reading is because you're going to be witness to it and seeing these things with your own eyes. Watch out what you say. Keep hasty opinions to yourself. So if this is like your sister or brother's kids, or your son or daughter, if it's their child, be careful of making hasty judgments or hasty phrases, because you could alienate yourself or put a rift between you and whoever their parent are if this is not your own child. Or you could put a rift between you and them. But, if they're having a lot of problems and they're your child, you can't always worry about that. You may just have to say and do what you have to say. So you may not be able to curtail it. But if it's not your child personally, you got to watch out like what you say, because it did come up earlier in the reading. You were going to make declarations, make opinions known, and this and that. It could be about this Page of Cups. It could be about this page. So you might want to be careful, because you don't want to destroy relationships with other family members if this is their child. So just be cautious of that. So now I'm going to look into the card I pulled for you from the Doreen Virtues Healing with the Angels Oracle cards, Gemini, for August. And you got the card of self-acceptance. I don't think you're the only sign that got that. I believe there was one other sign that got that as well for this month. And it says, the angels and the guides say, I hear you're learning by trial and error, and you've had a very long, arduous road to hoe. So you may feel like you're on this, never-ending, winding road. and when they say arduous, well, then it may not have felt like the easiest path and road for you. I also feel that you've learned to not be a doormat for others, not to let yourself be a doormat. I do feel some of you Geminis are very strongly judgmental and strongly critical of yourself at times, not always and not about everything, but certain aspects of yourself. I feel you're very harshly critical and judgmental about yourself, and the guides are saying it's best if you can stop and take a look at that what you've been doing, any negative self-talk, and temper it down or eliminate it completely, because what you say and what you think becomes true. A thought is something. A thought becomes something if you think it enough. So be careful of the thoughts about yourself, because if you feel you're unlovable or unworthy or not special enough, or not, whatever your self-criticism or self-talk is that's negative, you will become those things that you don't want. So be very careful about that, Gemini, because it is coming up here through the card. So I hope this reading helped you, and I certainly hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please be sure to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I post my readings and any videos I make on YouTube. And also please be sure to follow me on Facebook. I do post things there daily. Predictions, I pull cards, I post other metaphysical and spiritual things written by others. I share with you those kind of things there on Facebook, and you won't be able to see that here on YouTube. Also, please be sure to follow me on Twitter. If you would like to get a continuation of this reading, Gemini, where I look into the crystal for you and get additional messages and insights from my spirit guides for you for August 2016, please click on the link below in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for August 2016 crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac for download and purchase. You can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com, and clicking on page 6 on my menu, and it will take you like down the middle of the page is where the crystal readings for August for each sign of the zodiac will be listed. You just click on your sign and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. I hope you have an amazing month of August, Gemini, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.